Hello and welcome to the second to last week of American government, and so we're in the seventh of 8 weeks in this class, and so we're going to start to look at problem solving in politics, and this is an area that people usually enjoy quite a bit. In fact, I teach a class called social policy that gets involved with this. So I'm teaching that next fall, and then it's going to be online in the spring. So if you're interested, we do have an offering of that class. And so we're going to look at the problem solving side of politics. And so we're looking at fiscal and social policies. And this is the serious work of government actually working to either reduce, eliminate, or sometimes, unfortunately, ignore problems. And if you look at policies, you can think of any social problem, and then try to see how our government may try to address it. And um, so sometimes there's a desire to eliminate a problem completely, and so they'll design social policy around eliminating a problem. Like drug use. Usually, policy is designed to actually eliminating it. But there's also the idea of trying to make a problem a little smaller. So usually the end goal of some policy is to reduce the amount of people affected by some kind of problem, or some issue that's going on. And then again, there's some politicians and some political ideas that decide to ignore problems completely. And then there's one that there's some policies sometimes that are designed to address problems that don't really exist. That happens quite a bit when we look at food stamps, and sometimes there's politicians who will say, well, let's introduce drug policy to go with handing out food stamps. Usually, people trying to eat has nothing to do with if they're using drugs or not. So they're usually looking at problems that aren't really existing there. Drug use happens across all different income earning levels. So people who earn money are are likely to use drugs as well. But there's often policies, like I said, that are designed to just hit on one group of people, and sometimes it's not really to address a real problem. And so it's usually argued that that's a good example of one that's not addressing a real problem. So this week we're gonna start, of course, by watching a couple of videos. So we have a crash course in monetary and fiscal policy. I want you to watch that. I think it's about a 7-minute video. It gives you an overview of this, and this is something that's complicated because a lot of people have their ideology and their political identity wrapped up in some kind of thought. And so it's really hard to solve a problem if you already have this idea that you could either spend your way out of a problem or cut spending on it to try to eliminate it. Both usually don't do the best at dealing with a real problem. In reality, a problem usually does cost money to fix, but it has to be wisely spent. We're going to start posting your responses to your week 6 discussions. Remember, 3 responses per topic on 3 different days. Again, this is to keep you engaged in the class. This is an online class, so I don't get to see you, and you don't get to learn off each other. And I really believe a course like American Government, you have an opportunity to really learn and grow off of each other a lot more than you do from having a teacher just lecture you. So there's some real opportunity here for you to grow, and I hope you're taking advantage of that. Then I want you to read chapters 9 and 10 of the text, and there's going to be a quiz for both of those. Once you have those completed, there's a video on the fiscal ship game, and this is a simulation game. And every time I've offered this in a class, it was well received. The students liked it. In fact, most decided to take it more than once. It doesn't take very long to do the game. So you're going to watch a video on this, then you're going to take the game. While you're taking it, it is useful to take notes. They will come in handy for the Dropbox assignment and discussion for this week. There's going to be a 1-page Dropbox assignment on fiscal ship. There's a lot you can learn from this game. So the numbers aren't just decided, by people throwing numbers out there. They use the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, to get the numbers that they use for this game. So they're using real data. The CBO is a nonpartisan administrative group for Congress used to evaluate social policies. So when a policy is drafted, it's supposed to go to the CBO. They run the numbers. It's a bunch of actuaries and accountants who come together, and they use financial numbers crunching to score the policies that are going to be voted on. If Congress is doing its job correctly, they'll use the CBO numbers and try to rely on those more than the input that they get from the special interest groups that are pestering them. But they're a real tool, and they were used for this game. So I want you to complete the fiscal ship Dropbox. Make sure you complete the op-ed Dropbox, and there will just be one discussion post for this week, and that will be on what you learned from playing fiscal ship. Again, this game is really fun, so I do urge you to get through the other parts of the week early so you can take this game once or twice and have some fun with it. Um, a lot of people found the first time they take it, they weren't really sure what to do, and so the second time they had a better idea of how to how to choose their policies. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I do have a tab for the op-ed. It's right above this one, so I want you to refer to that if you have questions on the op-ed. Otherwise, the Dropbox, I did attach it to this week, so you can, as you work through your assignments for the week, you will be able to get to that Dropbox. And I'm going to start a tab for people who publish their letters. So we do have one published letter already, and you'll have an opportunity to go ahead and read that. And I do encourage the rest of the class to go ahead and submit these. It's not very difficult to get them published, and it feels good, and plus I'll give you extra credit for it. So get that done. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or post them on the discussion board. All right, thank you.